Storm Styles. By the way, AFC West foes as well. Here's Mike Tirico.
Sunset in Southern California, Chris. The surprise undefeated Broncos. The 2-2 desperate Chargers set to hook up on Monday Night Football.
This is where you step up and become a superstar or legend. You're going to see a heavyweight fight. 12 rounds. Team that you can never count out.
Denver's as hot as any team. Teams fight for what they want. Against an undefeated team in your division on Monday Night Football. This is why you play the game.
The tone was set pregame for the 99th meeting of the old AFL rivals in the throwbacks to the early 60s. The Chargers take the field to take on the Broncos, and the Monday Night Football launch is engineered by the GMC Sierra. 2-2 San Diego, 5-0 Denver. Hello and welcome to the wrap-up of Week 6 of this NFL season. Raise your hand if you had the Broncos as one of the last unbeatens in the NFL. You probably didn't, and with good reason. What a tumultuous offseason. Think about the two-time Super Bowl winning coach Mike Shanahan, surprisingly fired. Franchise quarterback Jay Cutler traded to Chicago, and then Brandon Marshall with legal and practice contract problems. This was a little bit of a mess in the offseason. But Josh McDaniels, the young coach, has found some mile-high magic. Everything's working. The Broncos are undefeated heading into tonight. And John Gruden and Ron Jaworski, this team can take a big lead, 3.5 games in the division if they get the win over San Diego. The Chargers story, on Sunday night, they were embarrassed in Pittsburgh. They've had 2 weeks to stew about it now, John. They were off last week. I ask you, as you look, what's wrong with these slow starting against Chargers?
They've had a lot of injuries, and they've had injuries to their key players. I'm talking about their juice, their most critical players. LaDainian Tomlinson, where's the finger roll? Look at this guy, 1 touchdown every game he plays. And Sean Merriman, they call him lights out. The sack dance, the fire and brimstone of Sean Merriman. They've been lacking that. My 3 sons called me today, and they said, Dad, is Tomlinson and Merriman playing? Boys, you can stay up late tonight. They're going for the Chargers.
That's great. Your wife is thrilled to hear the boys can stay up and watch the whole game. It was nice of you. You'll pay for that. Quarterback.
Yeah, it really is, Mike. And it's really the Rodney Dangerfield quarterbacks. He gets no.
Despite a 26-12 record as a starter, a professional quarterback. He knows how to utilize all his weapons. It's not about throwing about 40 and 50 yards downfield. It's about getting first down, sustaining offense. And when he looks for making big plays, it's Brandon Marshall. The guy is a beast. 6'4", 230-pound Brandon Marshall. He's the guy that Orton looks to when he wants the big play. And more often than not, Marshall gives him the big play.
Yeah, and the big story tonight, the tone set. The Chargers have dominated this rivalry. There's bad blood, and it was shown on the field about 35 minutes before kickoff. Let's talk about some of the defensive keys for Denver after this.
Today, the descendants of Chief Joseph and the Napers celebrate the incredible spirit and bravery of their ancestors in the most amazing of races. Know it quite simply as the suicide race. 20 horses and 20 riders face a 225-foot vertical drop into a rushing...
The captains, with good reason. Turned 36 this past week, spent 13 great years with the Philadelphia Eagles. More often than not, he was a Pro Bowler. The Eagles didn't sign him in free agency. Denver, and what a fit he's been. As we welcome you back, time for the winning look, brought to you by J.C. Penney. And speaking of what has Brian Dawkins brought to this Denver defense?
Look, he's one of a handful of guys that can change a culture of a football team. He's a once-in-a-lifetime football. His preparation is unparalleled. Here he is, keying the tight end. Watch, he'll run through and blitz. timely and make a tackle on a back for a loss. He's tackling. He's a sideline-to-sideline machine right now, and his energy level is very high. His idol, the guy he looked up to was Ronnie Lott. And when I see Brian Dawkins play, boom, he reminds me of Ronnie Lott. When there's a play that needs to be made, he makes it just like Lott did in his glory days of the 49ers.
Yeah, he brings that passion to this team and has instantly been the glue to make all the Denver defensive changes work. They go up tonight against Phillip Rivers in San Diego. It seems like we say this a lot, but we have a lot of good young quarterbacks in the league, and the franchise quarterback for the Chargers is Phillip Rivers.
No question. And when John was talking about Brian Dawkins, I thought he was talking about Phillip Rivers, because Phillip Rivers is a culture changer as well. He leads the league in grit, and I love the attitude with which he plays the game. And this is not a dink and dunk passing game. Will love this passing game. It's vertical down the field and in the pocket. I don't believe there are any tougher quarterbacks than Phillip Rivers. Looking down the gun barrel, taking hits, allowing his receivers to work deep down the field, and not afraid to make the throw without access to the results. He'll squeeze in that tough throw. He's a fun guy to watch play this game.
And one thing I know both of you guys love, his grittiness and his toughness. When that thing was going on, the skirmish before the game, who was right in the middle of it?
Probably
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah,
they're ready to go, and so are we. Frank Gifford, Hank Williams Jr. get ready for kickoff. I think we're going to have an intense one. Chargers-Broncos, Monday Night Football next.
You've been watching ESPN's Monday Night Football Launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra, the official vehicle of Monday Night Football.
Kevin, don't do that, man. Come on.
I got this. I got this.
Screw up your hand, man.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
You're too close. That thing's gonna crush you. No way, Kevin. Are you crazy?
Maybe. Do it. Maybe I'm something else.
No way.
On ESPN America. Get ready for the big game with Monday Night Countdown. Then it's showtime in Washington.
To the goal line, in. Touchdown.
The Eagles land in the state capitol for a showdown with the Redskins. Live Monday Night Football, only on ESPN America.
Lord, you can take me now. I've seen it all.
October 17th, 1994. Monday Night Football has provided many classic confrontations over the years, but perhaps none were more memorable than the quarterback battle between John Elway and Joe Montana in the fall of 1994. First, it was Elway, scoring on a quarterback keeper to put the Broncos up with 90 seconds to go. Leading the Chiefs on a 75-yard drive, culminating with a 5-yard touchdown pass to Willie Davis with 8 seconds left.
Touchdown by Davis. Lord, you can take me now. I've seen it all.
To give Kansas City his first win in Mile High in 12 years. And now, it's the Broncos and the Chargers. Are you ready?
Celebrating the 40th season of NFL Monday Night Football, ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Season 40, Chapter 6.
Are charged up tonight.
Come on and get ready. I mean, really ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party where primetime pigskin officially started. Get those helmets crashing in the crowd of sight. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night. California. And Josh McDaniels and the Broncos look to stay atop the AFC West. And as we said, they'd be 3.5 up with even a little bit more of a leg up because the Chargers wouldn't be able to win a tiebreaker with them. This thing could do would be split. Norm Turner on the opposite side. San Diego coach in his 3rd year. LaDainian Tomlinson and the San Diego offense will be on the field first against Brian Dawkins and the Denver defense. Chargers have won the toss and will receive. And Darren Sproles back in the uniforms the Chargers wore at the beginning of their AFL journey. Same true with Denver. They look so uniforms they wore for only 2 years. Matt Prater's their kickoff man. Off we go from San Diego. Throws from the 8. Quickly down at the 22. That was forced by Wesley Woodyard and tackled by David Bruton. So here comes Phillip Rivers, who has been nothing but successful, pretty much winning 2/3 of his games as he has stepped into the San Diego starting role the last 4 years. Playoffs, those 3 seasons, and as you saw, great at home, 21-5. Start of the game will be slowed by a few seconds for an injury on that kickoff return for the Chargers.
And Mike, if the Chargers are going to get win number 22 at home under Phillip Rivers, they're going to have to run the football better. Tomlinson, the running game going. John, they're dead. Only 2.69 yards per attempt.
San Diego team in this stadium here, and they start fast and get. I don't care if they run it or throw it. They need success early tonight.
Big to get their starting linebacker, Kevin Burnett, up coming off the field under his own power. He's 99. Look for him on the right side of the picture coming in, as he gets run into by Denver's Darrell Reed at the last moment. So we'll keep an eye on Burnett when the Chargers come out on D. The offense will start with Rivers under center at his own 24. Tomlinson first run. Dawkins to tackle. Gain of 3. Let's take you through the San Diego offense. It'll be Tomlinson and Sproles carrying the load in the backfield. Receivers are playing well. Vincent Jackson and Chris Chambers. Antonio Gates is healthy, maybe playing his best ball in a couple of years. Up front in the center, call your attention to Scott Murchkowski. They lost Nick Hardwick to an ankle injury. Probably won't see him till the middle or end of next month. So that play over the ball important for San Diego. 2nd and 7, Rivers first attempt. High and incomplete, covered well in the secondary by the Denver defense. Remember, this defense struggled mightily last year, one of the poorest in the NFL. This year, statistically, #1 through the first part of the season. Why? A lot of new additions. The guys in orange are the new additions. Everybody up front is new. Linebackers. One of the guys who stayed is pretty good. Elvis Dumerville, a pass rusher, tied to the league lead in sacks. All these guys in the secondary over 30. Champ Bailey's still good at corner, and we talked about a few moments ago, getting Brian Dawkins at 36, playing like he's 26 at safety for Denver. Sproles, the running back, 3rd and 7. Pressure by Darrell Reed forces Rivers to throw it away and incomplete. No receiver, but he was out of the tackle box. Dawkins brought the pressure as well. 4th down.
Well, it's that creep defense where these Denver Broncos, they line up all over the place. Phillip Rivers, they don't get any declaration as to who's responsible for who. A little confusion early in the football game. There's another unblocked Bronco and a 3-and-out. That's good news for the Bronco defense.
Yeah, Darrell Reed unblocked at overload blitz. Very effective.
Terrific punter, Mike Cyphers. Not his best kick at all, but it bounces to the 25 where Eddie Royal gets it. And goes nowhere. Brandon Seiler with the tackle. And the Broncos will take over after a 47-yard net on the punt. Here's Kyle Orton, 5th year out of Purdue. And last week against the Patriots in the overtime win. Best game he's had in the NFL. He was named Player of the Week in the AFC for his efforts. He's a guy who played in Chicago as a rookie, has come in and been a good fit to this system.
Mike, and his passing game's a little different than Well, you look at Phillip Rivers in San Diego. They're down the field in San Diego. In Denver, it's a short passing game. They like to get the long run with the short pass.
Play action to Nushan Moreno. Orton throws it away. Everybody covered downfield. Over the head of an intended receiver, so it's second down. Moreno, the rookie, will share the backfield load with Terrell Buckhalter coming off an ankle injury. Marshall and Royal fabulous last year. Scheffler gets down the field. Good tight end. Up front, Clady and Harris. These guys love their tackles. They are very good. Casey Wigman in the middle only started 133 games in a row, including tonight. Rock solid across the front for the guy. Second and 10, a run to the right. Sean Moreno. And about 6. The tackle made by Kevin, and he's new to that San Diego defense. I'll tell you about the guys up front there, 3-4. Jamal Williams there got injured, so Nuabo on the front is a very important man, playing a little bit over his skis right now. Sean Merriman, can he get a sack? Hasn't had one in a couple of seasons for that linebacking core. In the secondary, see Steve Gregory starting. Gregory and Kevin Ellison play in the spot that was held by Quentin Hart until Tuesday when Hart was waived. Orton third down throw. Marshall the catch. First down, Denver.
Well, that's a maximum protection early in the game. You see the Denver Broncos line up all 3 receivers. Just makes a nice high percentage decision to that guy Marshall, and nobody runs better after the catch than Brandon Marshall.
Well, John, Antonio Cromartie's got to make that tackle. That ball was caught a yard short.
Out of the gun, Orton walks into a sack by Larry English. First-round pick out of Northern Illinois.
That's another one of A.J. Smith, general manager's high draft choices. English, who comes in here as a converted defensive lineman. He gets off the ball. He's rushing against an outstanding tackle in Ryan Clady. Clady might have got away from a hold with the hold there, but just a great second effort play by Larry English.
But the sack is on Kyle Orton. He had time to get rid of the football. If you don't have it downfield, check it down. That sack is on the quarterback, holding on to the football.
Second and 12. They show the motion of Marshall. Screen. Eagle pounds for some hard yards. Give him about 9. We got a 3rd and 3 coming up. Burnett in there on the tackle. He was the guy hurt on the kickoff.
Now, Josh McDaniels' offense has a lot of running backs that can catch the football. Moreno can catch it. Here's a guy, Buckhalter, who's an outstanding receiver, and Josh McDaniel uses his backs in this pass offense here in Denver.
Whistle blows, stopping play for a second. Larry English, who had that sack a play ago, was slow to get up, so the training staff has to come get him for a play. That sack by English was the second that he's had in his rookie season. One in their last game 2 weeks ago at Pittsburgh.
And Josh McDaniels comes over from the New England Patriots, a very good screen team. You will see a screen game that is very effective for the Denver Broncos. They have a very athletic offensive line that can get it out in front of the running back, and they have a backfield tandem with Buckhalter and Moreno in space. They're pretty good.
Moreno's the back, 3rd and 3. Pressure up the middle. They get it to Moreno. Could not make the open field miss. Come from Ian Scott, and we'll have 4th down. Burnett, I should say. We have 4th down coming up.
Well, you're going to see pressure coming up the middle tonight from Ron Rivera, the defensive coordinator. They don't account for it. The ball's got to come out quickly. That's a huge stop for the San Diego defense. They needed that to get some confidence coming off this bye week. They've been dogged in the media, and that's huge for them in the football game.
They were dead last, 49% converted against that defense. That's a big stop, as you said, John.
Brett Kern punts for Denver. To Sproles. Fair catch of a 43-yard kick. There's a marker down. And we'll check it. Scott Green, our referee here tonight.
Holding, receiving team, number 23, during the kick, half the distance to the goal, first down, timeout.
Even longer field, 4 Rivers, returner and the Chargers. You saw pregame whoop, and it continues with Brandon Marshall. It's going to be a long night here in San Diego.
The 2009 World Series of Baseball. Only on ESPN America. ESPN America puts you in the driver's seat this October with a live college football viewer's choice. Choose between two Big Ten matchups. In Wisconsin, the impressive Badgers host conference rivals, the Purdue Boilermakers.
Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Or, after a hot start to their season, the Hawkeyes host the Indiana Hoosiers. Vote now at espnamerica.com and tune in Saturday, the 31st of October for the winning game. A live college football viewer's choice, only on ESPN America.
Night Football is brought to you by Toyota, moving forward. Bud Light, with the just right taste that's not too heavy, not too light. The difference is drinkability. And NFL.com. Join the official NFL fan community at NFL.com/fans today.
You know, every time I come to San Diego, I always say, why don't we live here? That's
right.
such a great place, isn't it? Oh, it's so good.
75 and sunny.
Yeah.
No clouds, beautiful.
Meteorologist in San Diego. Cush job of all time. It'll be nice tomorrow. Tomlinson's the back on 1st and 10. From his own end zone, Rivers. Complete. Malcolm Floyd, the first down in front of Andre Goodman at the 24.
What an outstanding job by the Chargers offensive line in the backs. Brian Dawkins came on a corner cat. Notice he lined up with the wide receiver and he came off the corner. Really nice job of picking up. You'll see Brian here. Now he attacks off that edge. That's that corner cat. Well done. Picked up beautifully in the backfield by Mike Tolbert. An outstanding throw from Phillip Rivers.
After a gain of 18. Andre Davis's blitz was picked up. Rivers down the middle. In and out of the hands of Vincent Jackson. Champ Bailey. Pro Bowler 8 times made the play. Well, the Broncos are seeing Phillip Rivers, and they know they could be in for a long night. 3 years, 6 starts, 5-1, shredding them. 12 touchdowns, 4 picks. And in perspective, highest scoring average for a starter against one team. Like, whose number do you have? Oh, Manning has the Bengals. Favre has the Cardinals. Rivers has the Broncos, better than them all.
He's had a lot of teams' numbers.
An all-time high against Denver. Legadou Nene is the man in the slot. Here's LT. Can't get there, just a couple of yards. Ryan McBean on the defensive line made the stop. Hey, Jaws, you talked about this when we were discussing Rivers' success against the Broncos. Sometimes there are teams that you just feel better going against.
Yeah, there are some teams, Mike, and I can't give you a real valid explanation why. You see the schedule, you look and see, boy, there's a team I just play well against. I know Phillip Rivers, we spoke to him the other day at Watchman practice. You know, he had a giddy up in his step. He likes playing against the Denver Broncos because he's always played well against them.
It's a different Denver defense, though. Much improved this year.
A lot less predictable.
They come to zero coverage.
And it's Malcolm Floyd beating it. Tripped up, or else he could have gone a long way to the 45. Gain of 20, first down.
That's a great play by Phillip Rivers. It's not often that you get an all-out blitz early in the first quarter. They're bringing everybody. This is all they have in Denver. They're going to be one short. There's that guy, Malcolm Floyd. They call him M80 because he can explode in your face if you're not careful. That's almost a house call. Great job by the Charger offense and quarterback Phillip Rivers.
Gains of 18 and 20 for Floyd. Rivers just shovels it with two hands to LT. He's got room. Tomlinson to the 30. 25 on that play.
Sometimes you just have to make a play. It may not be pretty. Phillip Rivers outstanding in the pocket. Bodies around him. They don't bother him. Focal point downfield. Find somebody. Know where your check down is. It's a Bob Cousy chest pass to Danian Tomlinson.
And this is a blitz fest. The Broncos have blitzed 7 out of the first 8 plays, and they're blitzing from everywhere in their nickel defense and in their base.
And with bodies around him, there's no better quarterback in the league than Phillip Rivers. In contact with him, his quarterback rating is 110, by far the best.
First down. Rivers looking end zone, covered. Scrambling, directing, located. Floyd again. Gain of 13 for Floyd in the first down.
You know, this Phillip Rivers, they'd say he talks a lot of trash. He's a fiery guy. It's well documented. He got fined $7,500 for talking trash with a Raider defensive lineman. Last year when he played against us, I was down in Tampa, Jaws. He threw a touchdown pass on our sideline. He started talking that trash. One of our coaches got back at him. I said, don't make him mad because he might shred us. Leave him alone. This guy's a great competitor. He's off to a heck of a start.
Guys, I just saw Brian Dawkins come off the field with the training staff. You see him looking at his left leg. Halfway through the quarter, Tomlinson up the middle. First and goal, San Diego. A drive that started at the 6 is now at the 4.
That's what the San Diego Chargers need to do. Get LaDainian Tomlinson going. Get the running game going. They came into this game dead last. Here's the power. Excellent job by Vasquez coming around with the kick-out block, giving LaDainian a little room. There's the quickness. There's that jump cut we'd love to see on LaDainian. I'll tell you, that week off, they've got that freshness back and that quickness back.
People say, what's wrong with the running game? There's a big reason why they haven't had this cat for a couple weeks.
From the 4, Tomlinson. Will be stopped for a loss. Andre Davis atop the pile. And at the bottom, it was Denver's Ronaldo Hill, the safety partner with Brian Dawkins, who came out 2 snaps ago. Mentioned he turned 36 on Tuesday. You see no contact as he's back there covering his half of the field. Going after Vincent Jackson, just grabs to that left hamstring. So Dawkins on the sideline, and Darcel McBath, rookie, is now in Mike Nolan's defense. Nolan, the defensive coordinator, former coach at San Francisco for 4 years, head coach. Second and goal, Tomlinson up the middle to the 2.
This is an area that the San Diego Chargers uncharacteristically have struggled, scoring touchdowns in the red zone. That guy, Norv Turner, is one of the best offensive minds in football. They have got to get touchdowns when they're down here this tight, Jaws, and they haven't done that this year.
Yeah, they ran a little trap inside. They went behind their all-pro left guard, Chris Dielman, ran a little trap inside, tried to get LaDainian in the end zone, but an outstanding job by the Broncos' stout defensive line.
Down here at the 2, they'll go with their heavy personnel and put Chris Wilson, the tight end, at a fullback spot. And Denver not ready for the personnel the Chargers brought in. Josh McDaniels takes his first time out. This long drive with 5 double-digit gains. Will it be a touchdown, a field goal, or nothing? Find out after
this. Hi, this is Mike Wilbon from Pardon the Interruption, and you are watching ESPN America, American for Sports.
PTI. The Cardinals take on the Steelers.
Looking for an unprecedented 6th Super Bowl ring, the Steelers played a dominant first half.
Picked off James Harrison Andrew. He's running up the sideline, and that's a touchdown for Pittsburgh.
The unflappable Cardinals engineered a 4th quarter comeback with Larry Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald, he got it! Fires over the middle of Fitz, caught at the 45-50.
Fitzgerald, after a quiet first half, has become a force here in the second half. 2:31 left. Steelers have 2 timeouts. They trail by 3. He scrambles around, throws it back corner of the end zone. Santonio Holmes, I don't know how he did it.
Off the
Roethlisberger looked to the right, to the left, back to the right, and then threw it into the very corner of the end zone.
The confetti's all in the air. This was a great one, and the Steelers prevail.
NFL on ESPN America.
The big game is back. College football all season long on ESPN America. It's where athletes become machines, where spirit counts the most, and where blood runs gold and green. See all the action from your favorite teams and watch tomorrow's legends playing games today. College football is back all season long on ESPN America.
At Qualcomm Stadium, sellout crowd here, seeing if their Chargers can get to 3-2, can get this touchdown. They continue to look at Brian Dawkins on one sideline. Ball at the 2, and LT, very productive touchdown man, is out. Darren Sproles in. And running. And the little guy, Sproles, is stopped up. Nowhere to go. No gain. And 4th down. We'll see what North Turner does.
Well, you got to kick the field goal.
Yep, there you go. Interesting CLT on the sideline on 3rd and goal.
Well, I think the plan was spread them out and get one of those quick hitters in there, but it certainly didn't fool the Denver Broncos defense. They sealed the inside. You'll see right here, there's 4 down linemen. They win the line of scrimmage. No seam for Darren Sproles to find, and then they close it down from the edge.
I'm going to tell you something. LT is annoyed. He is not happy. He wanted to be in there. You usually don't see him that angry and upset walking away from the team. Nate Kading from 20 yards. And the first points of the night belong to the Chargers. 10 plays, 92 yards. LT tossed his helmet a little bit as he came down off the bench. He is not pleased he wasn't in there on that money play.
ESPN America goes global with a live NFL triple header. First up, we're in London, England. Tom Brady and the Patriots look to impress the UK fans as they take on the Buccaneers. Back in the States, the Falcons are in Dallas. And later, the Giants host the Cardinals.
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Arizona! A live Sunday night NFL triple header. Only on ESPN America.
See those guys over there? They're always trying to tackle me. They think they know all my moves. Come on.
Whoa. Get out of it, man. Can't believe you just did that.
Think again. Pick me.
Did you just run up us?
ESPN America puts you in the driver's seat this October with a live college football viewer's choice. Choose between 2 Big Ten matchups. In Wisconsin, the impressive Badgers host conference rivals, the Purdue Boilermakers.
Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Or, after a hot start to their season, the Hawkeyes host the Indiana Hoosiers. Vote now at espnamerica.com and tune in Saturday, the 31st of October for the winning game. A live college football viewer's choice, only on ESPN America.
Before the San Diego kickoff, Michelle Tafoya is on the Broncos sideline watching Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, I'm told, Mike, that it's a left hamstring and his return is questionable. They're working with him quite a bit, but questionable at this point, Mike.
Okay, Michelle, thanks for keeping an eye on that. Important in Josh McDaniels' defense. Kading kicks to Eddie Royal from the 6. Hit it hard on the left side, and Royal. A great block on the kicker, sends Royal all the way.
A lot of people don't understand Eddie Royal, Jaws. Not only is he a guy that can catch 90 passes for you, he's a guy that can dominate in the kick return game. Take a look at him, set up his blocks. He goes right down the number, and when he finds that gear, he is gone. What a tremendous play by the special teams of the Denver Broncos, and Josh McDaniels told us he was not pleased with his special teams his first quarter of the season, and he challenged them, and they're up to the task tonight.
What a block by McBath, the safety who's playing for Dawkins as well. Extra point for Matt Prater. Hey, John, remember all the problems Tampa had until you guys finally broke the 497-game streak?
Yeah, sure
kickoff return. Okay, well, Denver had gone 144 games since its last kickoff return score. Deltha O'Neal in 2000. Eddie Royal tonight.
For Miami Dolphins linebacker Joey Porter, the 10th year of his career may have been his best. Porter led the AFC with 17.5 sacks and guided the Dolphin defense to a division title. In addition to his 4th Pro Bowl, Porter also earned second-team All-Pro honors.
From the backside, Joey Porter. Joey Porter, oh my gosh.
For the widest choice of official North American sports merchandise, for the perfect gift to collect or just to look good and support your team, visit espnamerica.com.
So he's leaving the ring, still talking, and I reckon he'll be talking all the way home, and I reckon he'll be talking in his sleep tonight, and that man will never, ever stop talking.
For over 2 decades, Muhammad Ali shook up the world with his robust rhetoric and forged some of the most electrifying fights ever. Never afraid to stand up for what he believed in, the beast stung and sometimes got bitten, but he never gave up the fight. He called himself the greatest, and he probably was. We bring you his best bouts both inside and outside the ring. Ali in October on ESPN Classic.
Saw Josh McDaniels, his emotional reaction to that touchdown return, and we saw it last week when his Broncos in overtime beat the Patriots, and Bill Belichick, the man he was an assistant coach for, saluting his family there. He's not afraid to show his true feelings and passions with and in front of his team.
I love that. You know, I remember when I was coaching and I had a chance to go up against Mike Holmgren, my old boss. I was nervous all week, couldn't breathe on game day. We won that game. There's just something about competing with guys you worked for and you admire so much. And let's be honest, winning 5 in a row had a lot to do with that. He's done a great job. I love this guy.
But football is a game of emotion. You love to see a coach on the sideline showing that emotion.
Prater with the kickoff. And Sproles will try to respond to Royals in the 5. Got a couple of good blocks. Sproles still at the 26-yard line. Peyton Hillis, backup running back, made the tackle. Well, you talk about the emotion of the teams as this game got started, and then the emotion of the head coaches. And we often say teams play with their coach's emotion. We saw that with your guys. And Josh, we're starting to see that from this Denver team.
No question about it. Like I said, football is a game of emotion. They buy into that. Players love to see a coach that's fired, not only on the field, but in the meeting room and the practice field. And that's Josh McDaniels.
And he's showing it right throughout here from the start of his season. Josh McDaniels, one of the youngest coaches in the National Football League. He's the second youngest at 33. Tomlinson on the screen. Gets right to the first down mark at the 36-yard line and picks up Champ Bailey along the way.
You know, one thing about Norv Turner is he's got a lot of different kind of screens in every game plan. Here's Tomlinson coming out to his right. You see him bluff the blitz. He catches the ball, and he gets outside the numbers, which isn't where you want to be. But, boy, you want to get the ball in that guy's hands. And this guy, Norv Turner, he carries more screen plays in game plans than most of us do combined, guys. This guy's a tremendous perimeter coach.
You mentioned that to us. He carries double what most people carry into a game in terms of screens. What does a screen do for a team?
Well, the thing he likes about running screens is he really feels like the only way you can stop their screens is by playing man-to-man coverage. because he thinks he can beat zones with his screens. And once you start playing man-to-man to stop his screen game, boy, he looks for Vincent Jackson and Gates and his friends.
But also, when you play man-to-man in the screen game, if you block the defender that has the responsibility for the screen, that's when you get the big explosive plays out of the screen game. The dual-edged sword.
You guys saw just a hair short of the first down, so one of those nice play calling downs, 2nd and inches. Chargers beat Oakland on the opening Monday night, and Miami by 10. Jacob Hester to carry his 2nd of the year as a first down. He'd take you that last drive, John.
Well, everybody's on San Diego about finishing drives and running the ball. Here's a 1st and goal play to Tomlinson off the left side. They run a trap on 2nd and goal. They make a substitution. They go with Sproles. They pull their Pro Bowl left guard. They get stuffed. Guys get mad. But they are trying to get the running game going. I don't care who carries it. You got to poke it in when you get those opportunities.
Number 36. Rivers floats it out complete to Vincent Jackson. Yard shy of the first down. McBath and Hagan on the tackle.
First down pass. You're going to get a base coverage and a base front. Here's the isolation on Vincent Jackson matched up against Cam Bailey. Does a nice job of pushing to the outside. You see the timing of Phillip Rivers. The minute Jackson turned around, ball was on him.
Mike Tolbert is that fullback in the offset eye on 2nd and a yard and a half. Tomlinson. Oh, thought he could get a little bit more out of that. Ronaldo Fields just helped trip him up, or LT could have gone a ways longer.
Well, that's a staple play in the San Diego Charger offense. Power play. You're going to have a Pro Bowl left guard, and you're going to pull him to the point of attack. Watch the fullback get the kick out. Good adjustment on the edge by Dielman, and that play is getting close, guys, to coming out. But that is a play San Diego runs in their sleep. Power to the right and to the left behind their Pro Bowlers.
LT limped a little bit on his way over to the sideline. Of course, he had those foot problems last year, ankle problems, missing games 2 and 3 of the season. Rivers shoots it out to Gates. A lot of room for Antonio. Who fumbles it out of bounds. That's Tolbert. Excuse me, the fullback, Mike Tolbert, fumbles it out of bounds at the 28. And a gain of 22 for the 2nd-year man.
Excellent job by Phillip Rivers. They came with the motion of Sproles out wide. That gave him a definitive look of what the defense was. They manned it up, and they lost Tolbert coming out of the backfield. And recognition by Phillip Rivers was outstanding. He found Tolbert. But I love the design of the play. They spread that defense out, checked at the line of scrimmage, and got the ball down to Tolbert.
Broncos only have 1 first down, but they're the team leading. Rivers down the middle. That's Gates. 1st and goal again for the Chargers at the 7.
Well, I'll say it a lot tonight. Under duress, I don't know if there's a better quarterback in the National Football League than Phillip Rivers. Bodies around him, being banged around. He finds a way to get the football to Antonio Gates. He'll hold on it. There's that little jerk route, John, that you love to call, and toss that ball out there. It's a basketball catch by Antonio Gates. And we know he played a little hoop in his day, but Phillip Rivers, what a great job of getting the ball out with bodies around him and beating them up.
Got a lot of weapons here, Joe.
Yeah.
Now the problems in the red zone. Can they bang it in? LT. Running hard. Gets to the 3. McBath to tackle as Dawkins continues to wait on the sideline.
I think you'll see a heavy dose of LT right here. I really do.
Well, this is a zone cutback. Chris Wilson does a nice job of pinning the backside, and LT bounces it, and he is fighting tonight. He looks a lot better than he has in recent weeks. That's a great sign for the Chargers, getting this guy back as a key component in their offense.
4 defensive subs for the Broncos as the Chargers spread them out. Nene in motion. Rivers, back in the end zone, touchdown. Vincent Jackson.
I'll be shocked if the Chargers really don't start heating it up in the red zone. They bring 4 receivers out to one side, and when you have a 6'5" Vincent Jackson working that back line, Phillip Rivers does a great job of seeing it.
Yeah, 6'5" against Jack Williams, number 26, who's 5'9". But there were a couple receivers open on that play. Well executed by the San Diego Chargers.
8 plays and 74 yards. Nate Kading adds the extra point. The Royals kickoff return, and Rivers walks his team back down the field. The difference this time for
6. Monday Night Football on ESPN America. Get ready for the big game with Monday Night Countdown. Then it's showtime in Washington.
To the goal line. Touchdown.
The Eagles land in the state capitol for a showdown with the Redskins. Live Monday Night Football, only on ESPN America.
Few Phillies flew higher during the 2008 postseason than the flying Hawaiian himself, center fielder.
When I walk out on the field every night, I just want to win. When you go out there, you win. You let your plane do the talking. You create a legacy, or you create something that, you know, fans will remember.
Swing and a drive. Ron going back. He looks up, and it is gone! Grand slam, Victorino!
An unbelievable postseason of clutch hitting continues for Shane Victorino.
Shane Victorino, the pride of Maui.
November on ESPN America. The new NFL season starts to take shape. We've got live Sunday and Monday Night Football.
The Sheriff gets his man again.
Our new season of the NHL continues with live midweek games and Saturday night doubleheaders. We've got more of the best live college football. And the Major League Baseball playoffs come to a head with the 2009 World Series. November on ESPN America.
Back into the first quarter. 5-0 Broncos. Trailing the Chargers 10-7. Rivers perfect on the drive, and as Jaws alluded to, hanging in there for a couple of hits. Brian Dawkins injured. Frustrated. You can see how frustrated he is not to be a part of it. He was trying to fire up the defense while we were away. Royals took it all the way back last time. Not this time. Paul Oliver. DB makes the tackle as the quarter comes to an end. After one in San Diego, the Chargers 10, the Broncos 7. Old AFL rivals having at it on Monday Night Football.
Are your credit cards maxed out?
The 2009 World Series of Baseball. Only on ESPN America.
Need to find tickets for the big game or concert? At SeatWave.com, there are over 1 million tickets on sale now for all the latest live entertainment. And with all tickets 100% guaranteed, you'll find just the tickets you're after so you can catch all the action live. Buy and sell tickets at SeatWave.com for live American football, Autumn's Rugby Internationals, Muse in concert, and many, many more. SeatWave.com, the fan-to-fan ticket exchange.
ESPN America goes global with a live NFL tripleheader. First up, we're in London, England. Tom Brady and the Patriots look to impress the UK fans as they take on the Buccaneers. Back in the States, the Falcons are in Dallas. And later, the Giants host the Cardinals.
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Arizona! A live Sunday night NFL tripleheader. Only on ESPN America.
Broncos 7. Phillip Rivers and the Chargers offense off to a great first quarter start. Never had a first quarter in passing yards like that. Woo. 139 on 3 drives.
There were games some guys wish they had that many.
Broncos take over from their own 22. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, Michelle Tafoya with you here in San Diego. Buckhalter the run, and Carell gets 3 on first down. Josh?
Phillip Rivers has been red hot. And I love the way he hangs in the pockets and just finds people, gets rid of the football. The defenders draped on. I love this throw here. Look at this. Once again, people in his face, gets it downfield, and throws a strike to Vincent Jackson. Boy, he is red hot right now. You love that emotion, that enthusiasm out of Phillip Rivers. He can carry a football team.
2nd and 7. Buckhalter spun around by the safety. Weddle got out the back door, and Jammer makes the tackle.
Well, there's that guy, Quentin Jammer. I heard somebody early talking about him not tackling last week. Quentin Jammer's an outstanding football player. Watch this. Weddle misses the tackle on an open side blitz. Moreno keeps it alive, but out of nowhere, there's Quentin Jammer, Mr. Consistency right there.
All right, they've had an attitude adjustment. That's what Ron Rivera, the defense coordinator, said. Attitude adjustment. It paid off.
Third and 7. Time for Orton. Buckhalter got there, first down, 36-yard line. Weddle makes the tackle in the secondary. Carell Buckhalter, guy who spent his first 8 years with the Eagles. Remember, he missed 3 different seasons with knee injuries.
Well, there's Merriman getting a good look. You're going to see him get doubled right there. There's just not been a consistent pass rush here in San Diego. And when you let a sharp guy like Kyle Orton survey the field, he's going to find that 2nd and 3rd option. That's an excellent job pass protecting by the Denver Broncos.
Sean Moreno, the rookie running back. To the 30, Steve Gregory made the tackle.
You know, the San Diego Chargers are playing this game without their great nose guard, Jamal Williams. And when you run a 34 defense, I don't care who you are. If you don't have that physical presence inside, you're going to struggle. And they miss this guy, Jamal Williams, because for 12 or 13 years, he's been at the top of the game.
Williams, torn triceps injury, out for the season. That ball to Moreno. Let's see if it's going to be ruled an incomplete pass or backwards. Meantime, one of the officials was hit on the play, and he's shaken up to the umpire. That ball is going to be, let's see, I believe it's going to be marked backwards. Want to double check that. Most importantly, the health of the official. He's all right, and it will be marked as a backwards, an incomplete pass. Okay, incomplete pass, so it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
They want to give that umpire a helmet. Okay, they're in a lot of activity right in the middle left field.
Well, they have talked about that for a couple of years. They've even experimented with the umpire on the other side, behind the quarterback in the offense. But those are the tough officials. They love being in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. There's that creep by the Chargers, moving everybody around, trying to confuse Orton in the blocking schemes of the Broncos.
Good time for Orton. Down the middle. It is caught by Jabbar Gaffney. One of the expats, former Patriots who've come to Denver with Josh McDaniels.
They showed the blitz, they showed the creep, but he eventually came with a 3-man rush and got 0 pressure on Kyle Orton. He had all kinds of time to look down the field.
Well, take a look at it. There's Merriman and English. 2 first-rounders coming together off the corner. It's great pickup by Denver. Kyle Orton has all day back here. That's a problem for San Diego right now.
Toss Moreno to the right. Sean hit hard at the 30, but went through that tackle by Stephen Cooper to get a couple of yards. No Sean Moreno, rookie out of Georgia, top rookie rusher in the early portion of this season. You know a guy's for real, John, when he gains over 100 yards per game in the SEC. That's what Moreno did at Georgia.
This guy's come in here. He led the league with, in terms of rookies, 337 yards already. He's an outstanding receiver, and Coach McDaniels loves this guy's leadership and pizzazz. He loves football, this guy.
And he stays in on third down because he can pick up the blitz. Also very important. Not many rookies do that.
Here he comes to the left. Patient found a little opening there to gain a couple of yards.
Let's take a look at Moreno when he was a Georgia Bulldog. Look at this guy go over the top. He has the speed to get outside, incredible balance, great vision and instincts. Remember this guy as a pass receiver as his career unfolds. The Denver Broncos, didn't they have a guy from Georgia named Terrell Davis who turned out pretty good?
Yeah, I'd say so. He was all right.
Georgia Bulldogs doing well in Denver.
Third and a couple. Moreno is that back and running where Merriman was. First down.
The San Diego Chargers can't get off the field on third down. They came into this game dead last and getting off the field on third down. 49% conversion. They're struggling right now getting off the field.
It goes back to the loss of Jamal Williams. You just don't lose a 6-7-time Pro Bowler and replace him easily. Ian Scott was just re-signed. They're finding guys that are working at a rental car that come in here and play nose, and it's tough on San Diego.
You're not joking. You're speaking of Ogemdi Nwaba, who's played a lot. He's summer jobbing at the Enterprise Rent-A-Car in San Diego. Up the middle run with Buckhalter 4 yards. We should tell that story really quickly. Nwabo, Jacques Césaire made that tackle. Nwabo, who came in for Williams and played the most of those last couple of games on the nose. He made the team at the end of last year, practice squad guy working out in the offseason training activities. Didn't know if he was going to make the team. So a newly hired assistant coach goes to rent a car because you have to come over to San Diego from another team. Don't have all your stuff with you. He goes to Enterprise Rent-A-Car. He sees this guy. He goes, wait a minute, aren't you on our team? Well, Nwabo kept the job. He wasn't sure he was going to keep this job with the Chargers. He has. That's Buckhalter, the running back, motioning from the top. And there was movement on the offensive line of the Broncos.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
But if you want to rush the passer, if you want to see Merriman and English and Phillips, all these outside edge presence rushers get after it, you have got to be able to stop the run. And that's not been what they've done this year consistently. And consequently, they've seen a lot of 2nd and 2s and 3s. And there haven't been a lot of really good situations for the Chargers to rush. And that's uncommon for this outfit.
Well, they got him in that situation now with 2nd and 14. They should be able to kick their heels back and get after Orton.
They bring 5. Orton throws to Tony Scheffler, his tight end, who so often splits out there like a wide receiver and gets some of the penalty yardage back.
Yeah, Scheffler has wide receiver skills in him. When you put him out wide and you can get him matched up against possibly a linebacker or even a safety, and here you'll see him matched against Kevin Ellison out there, who's a safety and a guy that's a rookie. So you're going to get Scheffler matched against a rookie. Hey, work on him.
Broncos have converted 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. Now they go for the straight. Tough to catch from Marshall. Covered by Steve Gregory. A late marker down, and then Marshall picked the ball. I think there was going to be a penalty on Gregory, but then the move by Marshall is going to cost his team.
Well, there's going to be a huddle on this one.
The Marshall foul happens after the ball is dead and the play is dead. Certainly delay of game at the least, unsportsmanlike conduct at the worst. The flag on Gregory, if it was on Steve, comes in late. The second early.
Now you're going to get pass interference there.
Gregory's in that spot where Clinton Hart, the safety, was waived.
6 officials together. Boy, that used to make me nervous.
And the long discussion is because, not to make Josh McDaniels nervous, John, but because they're trying to determine, okay, was the play dead? Is it a foul after the play is over? Meaning, does one foul on Gregory give you a first down, and then the other penalty take you back on Marshall? Here's the Marshall kick of the ball.
Well, that's unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's a delay of game penalty. And whether you get the call or not, you got to keep your cool, Jaws.
Okay, there are 2 fouls on the play that will offset. Interference, defense, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense. Those penalties will offset. We'll replay.
And Josh McDaniels was just getting an explanation why it wasn't an after the play was over foul. And Brandon Marshall makes that play. And that's, guys, is something we talked about with Brandon Marshall, who has a quick trigger, has made silly plays and mistakes like that that can cost your team. And he's had other questionable decisions off the field involved with legal situations. What he did at practice earlier this summer, his petulance at practice, unhappy with a meeting he had. So Marshall is still fighting the fight to try to rein in his emotions.
Stay focused when you're between the white lines. Stay focused. He was not.
Well, after all that, it's still 3rd and 8. And the throw is incomplete for Royal. Field goal attempt coming for Denver.
Good coverage by Kevin Burnett. Had him on the inside. Didn't give much room for Kyle Orton to squeeze that throw in. As Orton's staring it down, you'll see the throw. But Burnett on the inside forced the throw to the outside. Eddie Royal could not make the catch. And that time, John, Chargers came with a little heat.
Lonnie Paxton snaps. Brett Kern holds. Prater tries from 34. A long Charger drive for a touchdown. The Broncos respond with a game-tying field goal. 10-10.
Hi, this is Tony Kornheiser from Pardon the Interruption, and you are watching ESPN America, American for Sports.
PTI. For the widest choice of official North American sports merchandise. For the perfect gift to collect or just to look good and support your team, visit espnamerica.com.
There are moments when time seems to stop and the world holds its breath. Because life isn't measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. Celebrate those moments with ESPN Classic, the official FIFA World Cup films on ESPN Classic.
Is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The GMC Sierra, the official vehicle of the NFL. And IBM. Let's build a smarter planet. Visit IBM.com/smarterplanet.
Well, in honor of the throwback uniforms, turning back the clock to the AFL, you think Chargers, you think of aggressive offensive downfield football, and Sid Gilman, the Hall of Famer who coached these early Chargers all through the 60s, known as the father of the modern passing game. The people like Jack Kemp and John Hadel, the quarterbacks, Lance Allworth, the wide receiver, all products of the great Sid Gilman offensive system. Impact still felt around the National Football League 5 decades later. Sproles runs up for a short kickoff. move on the sideline until he's brought down across the 30 by David Bruton. Back on the field, the fiery quarterback who's from Alabama, went to NC State, was terrific there for 4 years. There's the face of the Chargers, Phillip Rivers, when you come back.
What a play. College football on ESPN America.
Touchdown, Auburn!
Catch the best games from the gridiron every Saturday.
Touchdown, Notre Dame!
Travel across the U.S. with a college game day team.
And the Tigers handle the lead.
As the top schools battle for BCS glory.
Touchdown, Oklahoma! What a great call! And the Gators have taken the lead.
College football every Saturday, only on ESPN America. ESPN America puts you in the driver's seat this October with a live college football viewer's choice. Choose between 2 Big Ten matchups. In Wisconsin, the impressive Badgers host conference rivals, the Purdue Boilermakers.
Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Or, after a hot start to their season, the Hawkeyes host the Indiana Hoosiers. Vote now at espnamerica.com and tune in Saturday, the 31st of October for the winning game. A live college football viewer's choice, only on ESPN America.
Entertaining game with the Broncos and Chargers wearing their uniforms from when the AFL was founded, 1960. 10-10, about halfway through the second, as Rivers and the Chargers take over. Tomlinson to the right. No gain. Marcus Thomas on the tackle. Before we went to break, we showed you Sid Gilman. Jaws, a guy who coached you.
Yeah, he was a terrific coach, and it's all about timing. There you see the 3-step drop. This is the offseason. 20,000 throws in the offseason. The 5-step drop, top of the drop, 2.1 seconds, ball out of your hand. Then you extend it to the 7-step drop. Watch the top of the drop, ball out. Beautifully done, 3.1 seconds. The one thing about Sid Gilman, he believed in the timing and rhythm of the passing game, so the drops coordinate with the wide receiver's depth. Boy, I'll tell you, he is the father of the modern-day passing game.
Rivers, nowhere to go, protects it, becomes a runner. Just gives himself up after a short game. How about the Polish rifle there, the vintage colorized video, huh?
Nice, you talk about Sid Gilman, you're talking about a guy who's had a lot of hands in a lot of football. I mean, it's chilling to think that you played for him. You didn't have to wear those shorts last night to Fleming's. Sid Gilman.
Hey, we got a free dinner.
What a football coach. Had a chance to meet Don Coryell a couple nights ago. All the people that Sid Gilman has touched in this business, it's amazing.
Yeah, Dick Vermeil, brought me to Philadelphia along with Sid Gilman. I learned not only how to throw the football, but I learned about the passing game. Outstanding individuals that really understood what it took to be successful.
Pressure was picked up the first time, but not Andre Goodman. Coming a little bit later on the blitz, they continue to heat up Rivers, and they finally get to him, forcing a 3-and-out. Without Dawkins, who's being the best cheerleader for the Broncos.
Well, the Denver Broncos have a veteran secondary. All these guys know how to play, and there's a very good play by Andre Goodman, who key blitzed. The back blocked, and Goodman saw him block, and he decided to rush, and he got there with a big sack.
Cyphers, again, not a great kick. Usually kicks it deeper. Royal took it on a bounce, and that's the sideline. A kickoff return already tonight. And Eddie Royal as a punt return for a touchdown. Wow! So much for the Denver special teams, which struggled against New England last week. A 71-yard punt return for touchdown.
Again, the low kick, and it really allowed Eddie Royal to get a good look right there where the defenders were coming from. Then the wall was set up down the left side of the field, and Eddie Royal just exploded through, but it was a low kick by Cyphers that allowed that wall to set up, and Eddie Royal saw it, got to it, and a nice cutback right there, and then he saw the goalpost.
This guy scored on 2 long returns and hadn't been touched yet.
Outstanding blocking by the Denver Broncos.
That Prater adds the extra point. What a night for the former Virginia Tech Hokie, Eddie Royal. Earlier taking back a kickoff 93 yards, now a 71-yard punt return. They're down their leader, but Brian Dawkins loves it.
The 2009 World Series of Baseball. Only on ESPN America.
It's about loyalty. It's about tradition. It's about spirit. It's about giving it all and asking for nothing. This is college football, American football, played from the heart. A new season begins on ESPN America. Catch all the action from conferences across America and find out who has what it takes to reach #1. Can the Florida Gators defend their national championship? Or will this be the year of the Ohio State Buckeyes, the USC Trojans, Penn State Lions, or the LSU Tigers? The BCS trophy is up for grabs. Who will take it? Watch tomorrow's legends play in games today.
And in trouble, and down he goes.
College football is back at home on ESPN America.
Interesting week in Philly and Washington, don't you think? Donovan McNabb and the Eagles lost to Oakland. Albert Haynesworth and the Redskins coming off the loss to Kansas City. That'll be the matchup next Monday night in our nation's capital, 8:30 Eastern for Monday Night Football. Of course, the news today, Jim Zorn, the head coach, has the play calling responsibilities taken away. Sherm Lewis, who was retired a few weeks ago and ready to call bingo at a seniors activity center in Detroit, will be calling plays on Monday night. No joke, it's a true story.
I wasn't laughing. That's a tough job.
Bingo? Yeah. I-9. Sproles. Stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. He's an electric returner, but the bolts in the return game have come from Eddie Royal here tonight. We're looking at Sean Merriman on the Chargers sideline. Josh McDaniels loves what he's seen from his return man, Eddie Royal. 2 to the house.
Monday Night Football on ESPN America. Get ready for the big game with Monday Night Countdown. Then it's showtime in Washington.
To the goal line, in. Touchdown.
The Eagles land in the state capitol for a showdown with the Redskins. Live Monday Night Football, only on ESPN America.
They say I'm explosive for my size. Watch out, kids. I'm explosive for any size. Pick me.
Watch the very best live sports action online with the new and improved espn360.com. Get access to over 1,000 NHL games,
What a shot!
including the playoffs and the 2010 Stanley Cup Finals.
The traffic scores!
Get the best NCAA action, including over 300 college football games.
Are you kidding me?
And 300 college basketball games, all live and on demand. Simply choose a package that suits you. To watch the NHL or college sports online this season, simply go to www.espn360.com.
in San Diego. 17-10. The Broncos have a kickoff return and a punt return for their 2 touchdowns. Jack Williams, the backup cornerback, was injured on that kickoff return. He was helped to the sideline. Brian Dawkins, the safety, already out with a hamstring injury. There's a run by Tomlinson up the middle. DJ Williams, the tackle, the gain of about 4 yards. Josh McDaniels getting the play out of his special teams. Part of the plan as the week comes in.
I really like this guy's plan. He's going to find a way to beat you with his offense, with his defense, and this week it's his special teams. I know he got with Mike Prefer, the special teams coach. They found a weakness, and they've exploited it, and it has paid huge dividends. That's a meticulous coach.
LT seeking space to the right. Garcelle McBath is in there for Dawkins, makes the tackle, gain of about 3.
You watch LT, he's very close. He's very close to breaking one of these. You know, I don't know if it's just maybe he's lost a little bit of the quickness, a little bit of the edge, but they're getting to that second level of defense now. He's getting close to breaking one. They got to stay with him. He's coming off the field now. But boy, he's starting to get that motor running.
These are 3rd and 3 situations where Norv Turner loves to take shots.
Empty out the backfield by moving Sproles. It's a twisting 4-man rush. Rivers has Gates. First down to the 46-yard line. Big gain of 18 for the tight end.
You know, San Diego can spread you out with 5 receivers all over the football field, and they have so much skill. And sooner or later, you forget about all the routes that Antonio Gates can run. This is 6'5", 260 pounds. He runs like a little wide receiver, but he is so powerful. What a gifted athlete Antonio Gates is.
Back in Bronco territory, Rivers well protected. A lot of room for Gates. Quick move in the open field around Champ Bailey to the 30-yard line. First down, gain of 17. Broncos shaken up behind the play.
But take a look at this screenplay right here, Jaws. This is
you love it.
You used to love this.
Yeah.
Watch the quarterback. He's going to sprint all the way out here to his right, and they're going to throw the ball back to Antonio Gates on a delay screen. The flow goes one way, Gates goes the other way. And look at this guy move in the open field. That's Champ Bailey, by the way. This guy is one heck of a player.
Yeah, we've seen this screen run the last couple Monday night games, but the tight end has not gotten out. Gates.
To look good and support your team.
And I reckon he'll be
the world with his robust weapon gave up the fight. He probably was. We bring you his best bouts both inside and outside the ring. Ali in October on ESPN Classic.
San Diego, Mario Hagan, starting outside linebacker, 7 years in the league, was helped off the field by what has been an unfortunately busy Broncos training staff here tonight. Earlier, Brian Dawkins, the safety, was hurt in the first quarter. Maybe it's part of the reason Rivers is rolling. Phillips hit 10 in a row. From the 31, pressure again. Rivers, deep ball. Incomplete. He was trying to get Chris Chambers. Andre Goodman had the coverage.
Well, you could see that coming all the way. Phillip Rivers knew it was bump and run man-to-man. You could see him signaling out there to Chris Chambers, let's take a shot. There it is, Phillip Rivers. There's the hand signal. We'll have to change that one next week.
Right.
But Phillip Rivers is going upstairs right now. He sees press coverage. He goes right to one of his favorite receivers against Andre Goodman, just out overthrown a little bit.
And Chris Chambers has been struggling this year. He's been targeted 22 times, only 6 complete to him.
Tomlinson cut it back into the middle. Waiting there was Elvis Dumerville, who's made the move from a down lineman, undersized too at that. Lost 10 pounds, moved to a linebacker spot, hands still on the ground and rushing in those pass situations.
Yeah, and to see number 92 Dumerville come across the formation. And Mike Nolan does a great job with Dumerville. They move him around, and in the passing situations, they try to get him free. But in the running game, he has a really good nose for the football.
Tomlinson, 11 carries, 39 yards on the night. Rivers got the protection right. Flag down as that pass is dropped by Gates and incomplete. I think we had a hand coming up toward the face of one of those players rushing for Denver. Nice rush by Robert Ayers, the first-round pick.
Holding. Offense, number 65. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
One thing Mike Nolan does, he substitutes a lot, and his nickel pass rush is pretty good. Guys like Robert Ayers, the rookie out of Tennessee. They bring in Vonnie Holliday, who's given them a lot of rush. Elvis Dumerville. They've added a lot of players, and on 3rd down passing situations, they use them.
Well, Nate Kading made his first field goal. As you look at Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator, he's got a long one coming up here from 44 yards. If he makes this, he'll become the best accuracy guy in the NFL. History of the league, past Mike Vanderjagt. And he does that by making his first 2 field goals here tonight. And the Chargers cut the deficit to 4. 17-13. North Turner's been doing this for a while. Josh McDaniels, in his very first year as a head coach, is 33 years old. There's young Josh McDaniels. Talk about someone who was born for the position. Tom McDaniels, his dad, Canton McKinley High School, great high school in Ohio, where Josh played for his dad, then went on to the NFL and assistant for Bill Belichick, I should say, the 3 Super Bowls, and then getting this head coaching opportunity, one of the youngest to get a head coaching opportunity, 2nd youngest in the NFL. And John, you were a young coach. Is there, I guess, something wears on you when that age is the first thing brought up? Hey, by the way, you know, you're only 33, 34 years old.
Well, it's easy to talk about it like that, but this guy was a young position coach, a young quarterback coach, and a young world champion with the New England Patriots. He has had a great training ground with Bill Belichick. He is far and beyond his years. But I think the pro football players, they want to know if you can help them. And clearly they believe in this guy, Josh McDaniels. He's surrounded himself with a great staff. He's got a tremendous future.
He's got a tremendous present right now. Yeah, undefeated.
And a darn good kick returner in Eddie Royal, who moved into some rare air in the NFL with his return tonight. Knocked down just shy of the 25. A kickoff return and a punt return for a touchdown. If you're just joining us, the Chargers went up 3-0. And then Royal goes 93 yards for the 9th kickoff return in Broncos history for touchdown. And then takes a 2nd consecutive short punt by Mike Cyphers and goes back 71 for the punt return touchdown. So Royal becomes the 11th player in league history with both a punt and a kickoff return for touchdown in a game. And the Denver fans remember the last time it happened. Devin Hester of the Bears on a cold November day did it to the Broncos. First down run by Noshawn Moreno will get us to the 2-minute warning. The guy who called plays for Tom Brady and the Patriots is calling the plays here for Kyle Orton, the Broncos. We'll watch their 2-minute drill in action after this.
Monday Night Football on ESPN America. Get ready for the big game with Monday Night Countdown. Then it's showtime in Washington.
To the goal line, in. Touchdown.
The Eagles land in the state capitol for a showdown with the Redskins. Live Monday Night Football, only on ESPN America.
For the widest choice of official North American sports merchandise, for the perfect gift to collect or just to look good and support your team, visit espnamerica.com.
John and I weren't born yet. 1963 AFL Championship game. Maybe Jaws, you can tell us about the Chargers at Old Balboa Stadium here in San Diego.
Mike, I broke this tape down. What are you kidding me?
Beating the Boston Patriots 51-10. Keith Lincoln had that huge day. 206 rushing yards, 123 receiving yards. That was the first and the only championship for the Chargers. Meantime, the Broncos, who really struggled in their AFL days in the 60s, go into these uniforms that they had just for 2 years in 1960 and 61.
I don't understand it. Those are the ugliest socks I have seen.
Oh, come on, man.
They look like the shoes you love.
They look cool.
And Jaws wore throwback shoes tonight to match the socks. Unfortunately, nobody's seeing them. He didn't know that.
Oh, no, they loved it when I walked in here.
Yeah. Buckhalter the carry for a yard and a half. Sean Phillips in there on the tackle. Having said that, the Chargers, as many people have said, the Charger first uniforms are the best.
Spectacular.
They are nice. This is a big third down right here. San Diego gets off the field here. They give Rivers a chance to come back out there with this explosive offense.
Third and 4. The Chargers have 3 timeouts. Orton loads up. Knew that was covered. Threw it incomplete. And they'll punt it away, so they'll have 80 seconds and that full complement of timeouts to do work.
Quentin Jammer did a great job in coverage. He played the sticks. The minute he saw Jabbar Gaffney sit down, he sat on the route and forced a high throw from Kyle Orton. You'll see it right here. Jammer is face down. He read the sticks. He sits down, plays the route. Orton sees it. He knows he's driving that route. Aaron throw high. Good job by Quentin Jammer.
And this guy Sproles is capable of going house to house here himself. This guy's dangerous.
Brett Kern turned it over. 47 on the punt. Down the sideline, Sproles. He's got a chance to cut it back. How about 3 returns and a half? Touchdown, San Diego.
How about John Gruden calling it, Mike?
Personally would have nothing to do with kicking the ball to Darren Sproles. That guy is ultra quick. He's an amazing kick returner, and obviously he has just exploded here in San Diego. The crowd loves him.
So much for that star on the special teams page for Denver. 77 on the return for Sproles. Chargers lead by 3.
Once again, we're seeing outstanding execution. No one, right there, that's about the only player that laid a hand on him. We've had 3 kick returns, and there have been excellent blocking. Tolbert does a terrific job. He's number 35. You'll see right there, look at that kick-out block right there. There is no way, when you're on the ground, as Kern is right there, you're not making a play. Tolbert with an excellent block. Wow, 3 kick returns.
I like Steve Crosby, the special teams coach of the Chargers. He's coached a long time. He has 2 returns go against him. I guarantee he called his guys up and said, man, you owe me one. And we got the guy that can do it. This guy Sproles is a lightning in a bottle kind of guy. Second in the NFL in all-purpose yardage, and he's going up the charts again.
Second career punt return. Also has a kickoff return for a touchdown. Remember, I talked about Royal becoming the 11th guy to have a kickoff and a punt return in the same game for a touchdown. One of the 11 is Sproles, who did it on a Sunday night here in that same 07 season that we talked about earlier.
That's why they franchised that guy, Mike. $6.6 million franchise back. LT. Remember, they had Michael Turner here, who's one of the best players in the NFC now.
Remember, Sproles did that in the same quarter. Kick return to punt return for touchdown. Alphonso Smith goes back for the kickoff. Well, it's like an old AFL game, boys. Wow. Yeah, up and down the field.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Mike. High scoring.
Maybe one of those last team with the ball wins nights. Alphonso Smith from the 5. He cut it back to the left and goes down to 23. Smith, the second-round pick out of Wake Forest this year. Boomer standing by. Chris and Tom Jackson going to enjoy the halftime show. Tom Brady still throwing touchdown passes at last report. What happened with the Giants and the Eagles, their issues, and highlights the scene shifted out here to Southern California of the Angels' comeback win in Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. That's now 2-1 New York. Toyota halftime show with Boomer and Tommy coming up in a bit. After the game's 4th lead change, the Broncos have 2 timeouts. Buckhalter, tackled by Weddle at the 27.
Well, Denver's played this very conservatively these last 2 two-minute drives. They start here with the screen. It's well read by Weddle.
And Weddle with a terrific open field tackle. There was a little space.
Orton eludes the rush of Alfonso Boone, goes out of bounds. Orton, gain of 1.
Mike, Orton is very careful with the football. He doesn't make many mistakes. He's thrown 1 interception all season long, and it was a Hail Mary before the first half of the New England game where Randy Moss intercepted. He doesn't take a lot of risk.
It's one of those things where, as you were alluding to, John, you're kind of partially in the 2-minute, and he goes out of bounds. That helps the Chargers, because if the Chargers get to stop here, they have timeouts, all 3, and they can take another shot or 2 at scoring. The pressure's picked up. Orton's pass is deflected, but caught. Stokely was pulled down from behind, and a horse collar flag comes in. It's late, but it's correct. It's going to take the ball to midfield, and the Broncos take a timeout.
Gain of 8. Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, 15 yards from the end of the play, first down.
Accurately called from the official on the far side on Larry English, the rookie. And now all of a sudden the Broncos are thinking 2 timeouts, 19 seconds, and maybe we can get a field goal attempt or more.
Yeah, they probably let a few ticks go off the clock there. I think Kyle Orton's got to be quicker once he saw that catch to call timeout. They had all 3 remaining at that time. Now they're down to 2, but call it quickly. You know, a second or 2 is just so valuable in this situation.
Didn't have to use that timeout because of the penalty, so still 19 seconds. Orton throws good. Go up and get it for Stokely. Now they take the timeout. Norton's running up to the official to get it with 11 seconds to go. Stokely, who has been quiet the last 3 games, 2 big catches.
Well, Orton has a lot more mobility than people think. And remember, he's an experienced quarterback. But he does keep plays alive. When nothing's there, he finds a way to make a positive play happen. And he never turns the ball over. He's very careful with the football. And that's been a key to his success in his brief career, Jaws.
You know, he's not a guy that's going to chuck it down the field 30 and 40 yards. In fact, you know, last week against New England, he threw 50 balls. Only 8 of them went more than 10 yards to the line of scrimmage. You know, he's more of a keep your offense on schedule quarterback. But he does have Brandon Marshall. In these situations, this is the guy you look for. He's the beast at 6'4", 230.
From here, a field goal is 58 yards. They probably need about 8 or 10. Orton looking for Gaffney, who's looking for a flag. But Antonio Cromartie with the breakup. 6 seconds left. You can squeeze one more play in quickly.
Oh, yeah, the Chargers have Antonio Cromartie. Remember him, Jaws? Right here, watch him break down. See the ball leave Orton's hands, and he uses his long limbs to bat it down. That guy, Antonio Cromartie, Pro Bowl corner 2 years ago, hip injuries last year. They need that guy to explode back on the scene.
It's interesting, guys. 6 seconds left, so that's be something quick. Try to get the timeout and get the field goal. Prater has 50-plus yard range. Orton's just running up the middle, gets to about the 36, and the timeout is taken with 3 seconds left. Now, Prater, their kicker, has hit 5 50-plus yard field goals, and you always have to go a little deeper in the numbers when it's Denver kicking at altitude. He has made a couple in Kansas City, so he has 50-plus yard range outside of 5,280 feet of altitude.
You know, but Prater's field goal accuracy is not very good. He hasn't been very accurate in his career, as you know, and he's succeeding the guy, Jason Elam. I remember he never missed. I think he went 100% every year, didn't he?
It felt like it.
How about Josh McDaniels? You know, here's a young, inexperienced coach. He seems to be beyond his years as far as game management. Who would have thought of that play there? Hey, pick up 4 yards, still give yourself an opportunity to kick a field goal.
Yeah, we got Cromartie standing underneath the goalpost. He better make sure he drills it because I don't want him returning it.
Not with all those big, heavy guys on that field goal blocking team there.
From 54. Is it long enough? No. No good. A little short, a little wide to the right in the half. A very entertaining half is over. Broncos get the ball to start the third. We saw this at practice on Saturday. As those field goals go back, Cromartie stands back there. The old AFL, they said Otis Taylor used to be trying to block it at the goalpost, remember? He can't do that, but he was trying to keep it in bounds and catch it and run. As I said, Broncos get it first. 2017 Chargers. Toyota halftime time now. Here's Chris Berman.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. A lot of fun in San Diego. 20-17, the Chargers lead the Broncos along with Tom Jackson. And Tom, very rarely do we go to a football game and go, look, first, second, and third down, I'm going out to get something to eat. Tell me when the punts are coming and when the kicks are coming, because that's all I want to watch.
Special teams could use some work on both sides of the field.
Only the 8th time in NFL history, this is the 90th season, that each team has returned a punt for a score. And, of course, we have 3 returns, and we have a half to go. So, stay with us. Going into yesterday, of course, as you know, there were 5 undefeated teams, including, of course, the team we're enjoying tonight, the Broncos. The latest in an NFL season that we've ever had that many. The other end of the spectrum, been a season of have-nots as well. But in Week 6, at least in part, it was the revenge of the killer tomato cans. But let's start at the top, shall we? Here we go with our fastest 3 minutes. And easy Eli Manning, first game in the city that he grew up in New Orleans, but it was Drew Brees saying, hey, I play here. Mike Bell dongs his way for a touchdown as the undefeated Saints were quickly up 14-0 with Jeremy Shockey scored against the Giants. And Brees to Robert Mitchum, not Robert Mitchum, another touchdown. Brees to Lance Moore, 4 TDs, 4 different guys. Reggie Bush right before half. The Saints cruising over the Giants now. Brees to Marcus Colston. And then when Heath Evans scored, 7 different Saints scored touchdown. 48-27. Saints win the battle of undefeated. Brett Favre to Visanthe Shanko, completing it to everybody, even Ravens coach John Harbaugh. But here comes Baltimore late. Joe Flacco. Mark Clayton. Nice catch for 32 yards. Ray Rice from New Rochelle, New York. Into the end zone, 33 yards. The Ravens lead 31-30. Brett Favre. Zing! This is about 60 yards in the air. To Sidney Ray sets up a field goal. Stephen Hauschka tries to give the Ravens the win. Misses. Brett Favre goes, did we miss? Did they miss? Yes, they missed. Vikings stay undefeated, 33-31. Hey, quietly, Matt Ryan, Tony Gonzalez. Falcons 4-1. They beat the Bears. 1982. Remember the snowplow game? Interesting. Patriots wore the same jerseys yesterday. This is second quarter alone. Patriots against the Titans. Tom Brady to Randy Moss. Tom Brady to Randy Moss. And then the screen to Kevin Falk. Dancing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. Here's another touchdown. This is all second quarter. Brady, Wes Welker, touchdown. Brady, Wes Welker, touchdown. 5 TDs in the quarter and 6 TDs in all. Matching Peyton Manning, Charlie Johnson. You remember Charlie Johnson. Y.A. Tittle for the 62 Giants. George Blanda for the Oilers. And Sammy Baugh. They couldn't stop him in the 40s. These are the only guys that have scored 6 down passes in 2 different. Cardinals sharp, 30,000 yards for Kurt Warner. He hits Larry Fitzgerald. Cardinals over the Seahawks. Big Ben, 400 yards. Second time in his career. Cruz again over the Browns. Matt stumped the Shaw. Fourth 300-yard game for the Texans this year as they beat Cincy. Aaron Rodgers to Donald Duke and the driver. They shut out Detroit. Leading Packer receiver is driver. The Chiefs, they break through with their first win. How do you get to 14? Let's see. 4. You can smile, Todd. Todd Haley gets his first win. Mark Sanchez of the Jets, picked off 5 times by the Bills. That's Kozlowski. Bills shocked the Jets. And the Raiders shocked the Eagles. Jamarcus Russell, Zach Miller, and Lewis Murphy gets not 1, not 2, but 3 blocks. But the Raiders had help. Look at this. On a wing and a prayer, the Raiders are going to beat the Eagles, right? Look at them cover special teams. That's a single wing. Too many men on the field, Raiders. No wonder they did. Really? That was 13-9. That was interesting that the Pigeon had good coverage on that. Maybe the Chargers and Broncos ought to use the Pigeon on the coverage tonight. Yeah. Game balls, Tom.
My game ball goes to the most accurate quarterback in football, and that's Drew Brees. It's not only that he can make all the throws, it's where he puts the football for his receivers. They all have the ability to run after catch. They know that he's the best in the league right now.
Well, when you get 5 touchdown passes in a quarter, NFL record, and again, 6 in the game for Tom Brady. Snow, rain, sleet, doesn't matter. So our Sports Nation question, whose performance yesterday was more impressive? Boy, Tom Brady or Drew Brees? And 47 states and 81% say Drew Brees. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island. I know which states are going for Tom Brady. So Drew Brees wins it. Log on to espn.com, keyword Monday to submit your poll question, which could appear in next week's show. Coming up, Tom and I read and react to a pair of NFC East teams who are deep 6th on the road in Week 6, back in 60 seconds.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Moving forward.